Unfortunately, we can't get out to where we want to go because the weather really storming. So these are a lot of 5 to 10 pounders. Just got to weed through them. Look at them all. That's all snapper. Beautiful. I think some ceviche will be made out of you, buddy. So really, not only do I enjoy fishing and catching fish, but I really enjoy the experience of cooking and presenting the catch as dinner or lunch or whatever it may be. And this is, how about this? This is Cooking with Carter. That's kind of catchy, right? So we're going to do Cooking with Carter. And I'm going to share this dinner tonight, which is ceviche, and hopefully many more in the future.
There we go. That's a good one.
Got a good one.
Yeah, that's a good one. Oh yeah. Damn right. Woo-hoo! Son!
That's the one.
That's what I'm talking about. Not a tick.
So you're coming home for dinner, buddy?
Welcome to the table.
Huh? So red snapper season, we only get it for 2 weekends of the year, so everybody comes out to take advantage of it. We're getting these in shallow water, really nice. So the ones that aren't big enough we can release in this shallow water, but look at these things, beautiful. I think some ceviche will be made out of you, buddy. You know, part of all of this is we harvest fish, it's taking good care of them. Having plenty of ice on board when you're doing this just ensures the quality of the meat, and that quality of the meat ensures a great dining experience at home. One other thing I'm gonna show y'all that I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bleed that fish. I'm gonna cut the throat latch right here. Got a pair of snips that I carry, and that fish is gonna bleed out during the course of the day, and all I have is white meat when I go to clean it. Right there. And as he's pumping, he'll start pumping that blood. See it coming out? Just white meat when we clean it. I carry these snips for all kinds of reasons. Chum and bait, but it's also primarily for cutting that. Every fish that I'm keeping, I do that too.
Little red snapper.
And snapper season is closed.
You almost made it, buddy. Almost. But we let a lot of your little brothers go.
Okay, so this is a big part of it. I brought this water, salt water, from outside before we came in. I filled my bucket. And, you know, washing your fish off in salt water as opposed to fresh water. See how it doesn't even turn colors? It doesn't get that pasty color to it. I try to keep my fish in salt water all the time. Look at that. It's beautiful. So think about that whenever you're preparing your fish, is to bring a bucket of salt water in while you're cleaning it. Like I said, the best way to do that is bring in a bucket of salt water, take care of your fish. Don't put it in fresh water. Don't ruin the fish before it even gets to your table. I know you can't cook it, but don't ruin it before it gets to the stove. All right? You know, today was the last day of red snapper season. We had 3 days last weekend. We had 2 days this weekend. I love fish and cooking fish. Part of what you learned today was how to properly take care of it. Number one, having enough ice to take care of your catch. That's number one. Number two is bleed that catch. And that just goes forward to everything you're doing, kind of getting that blood out of it. When you're cleaning it, when you're cooking everything, it's just nicer. I'm sitting here, I've prepared a lot of it so you don't have to sit here and watch me try to cut it all up. But also, you know, working with a really sharp knife is another thing that I'm, you know, a little pet peeve of mine. And I've been sharpening my knife a number of times throughout the course of it. My snapper tonight is going to be a ceviche. And ceviche is really from Peru. They use it a lot in Peru, but it's also in Mexico. And it's taking raw fish that's cooking it in the acidity of the lime. So there are a couple important parts to that. And it's cutting your fish up in small enough chunks that the lime can actually cook it. So right now I've cut up a lot of it already. I've got another piece right here that I'm just going to show you. I'm going to take out this line off the back and then going to cut nice strips out of it that are about, you know, an 1/8 of an inch, 1/16 of an inch wide. And I'll do 3 or 4 of those, and then I'll lay them beside each other and I'll dice it up so that I can get it nice and fine. That's the most important thing about ceviche, is just the cut of the fish, okay? Making sure none of it's too thick. We'll talk about the vegetables that are going to go in a minute as well. Not only is it the fish that's important, but also the other ingredients. I have a sweet pepper. These are the baby sweet peppers. I get the packs that are, you know, kind of an orange, yellow, reds, sometimes green, and that just adds nice color to the dish. I also get a red onion, which is going to be cut really fine. That's the most important thing when you're cutting all of this up, as you'll see in a minute. It's all really fine, because when you take a bite of the ceviche, you don't want anything to be too much, too strong. So cutting things up fine is important. So like I said, I've got the sweet pepper, I've got the red onion, I've got some garlic that I'm actually going to mash and just put it in there so you get the garlic flavor, but you don't get the bite of the garlic. And then I've got these vine ripened tomatoes, obviously a lot of limes that's going to cook it. That's going to go in my juicer right here. And my favorite ingredient, cilantro, and I've got peppers. Peppers are an important part of it. I put enough pepper in it to give it a good flavor right now, but then also on the side, I'll have a mixture of lime and pepper that people can add to their individual dinner. A little bit of salt and pepper when I put the lime in, and it all comes together really nice.
Christ is King. Friday night was living for them lights to come on. Then I turned to Miller Lights when I turned 21. There's some things about me that I can't change. I'll always be the man that home made me love a dirt road.